David again. Thanks for coming back for another video. It's been a while since I did one to camera, so nice to see you again. Things are a bit crazy in Osaka at the moment. We're under a state of emergency one more time for the COVID-19 pandemic. So I haven't been able to go out much except to go to the supermarket and work and so on. But I had the chance to walk around a little bit, just kind of uncrowded areas. So I wanted to continue my top 50 places in Osaka Prefecture. Now I did one last month, I think, with the kind of South Osaka City, which is around Tennoji area. This time I'm going to move a little bit further up to, well, Osaka kind of has two downtowns. There's the north one called Umeda, and the south one around Namba. They call them Kita and Minami, which is north and south. But this time I'm going to focus on Namba, which is a very familiar place to me because I used to work around there, but I still kind of work around there. So I want to show you the sights, sounds and smells around Namba Station. Okay, I think that's probably enough. My goal is to make a big top 50 places in Osaka, so this is part 2 of I'm not sure how many. I'm going to do them piece by piece, and hopefully by the end I'll have like a good collection of films to use. So please enjoy it, and I'll see you on the other side. See you. Okay, so our first stop on our trip is Namba Yasaka Shrine. It's about 10 minutes walk from Namba Station. There aren't that many famous shrines in Namba, but this one's particularly famous because of this big thing here. This is the big lion god. They've made that into the kind of the symbol of Yasaka Shrine. They have some events here sometimes as well, so if you're lucky you can take a look. That's the shrine in the middle there. Yeah, very unique kind of stage. I've never seen anything like that in other parts of Japan, so definitely check it out. Of course they have a normal shrine there as well, so you can pay your respects or just enjoy the piece in the middle of downtown. Okay, our second stop is the Edion Arena, which has various events throughout the year, but the most famous event is the sumo wrestling, which happens in Osaka in March. This is really old video that I took way before the pandemic, so sorry for the quality. But you can, if you're lucky enough, you can get some tickets to see the sumo wrestling, or you can just see sumo wrestlers wandering around Namba during March. So definitely take a look if you have a chance. Our next place is Namba Parks, which is a very large shopping centre, quite close to Nankai Namba Station. It's very kind of natural looking. I don't know, it reminds me of like a big canyon. And they have a huge roof garden on top. So if you just want a bit of wander around and just to relax, if you're tired of the city, then definitely take a look here. This is probably not the best season to go there, but there are a lot of flowers blooming all year round, and illuminations on the roof as well during the winter. And you see a lot of couples kind of hiding away in the trees with the little make-out points. And if you're lucky, you can go and see this big building that looks like a PlayStation 3. Okay, next place is the Kuromon Ichiba, the Kuromon Market, which is one of the biggest markets in Osaka. And yeah, you can just take a walk. It's kind of old-fashioned area, so you can see all these different shops. You can buy meats, kind of a lot of wholesalers here, huge grocery stores, greengrocers. And mostly you can see a lot of fresh produce, especially seafood. You can see it all laid out there. Of course you can try a lot of things too, even things like sea urchins and oysters, they're out there and fresh. You might even see a puffer fish if you're lucky. Flowers too, you can buy everything there really. And there's a lot of kind of street food stands there. Not so much during the pandemic, but definitely worth a look once everything opens up again. Okay, our next stop is Doguyasuji, which is very close to Namba. And this is kind of the kitchen quarter, I suppose you could say. You can see all the model plastic food. There are places where you can take classes and make your own plastic food, but this is be a nice kind of strange present for someone. This is the kind of thing they display in the stores. And of course you can buy a lot of cutlery and dining stuff, so like spoons, chopsticks, glasses, plates. Might be a nice place to buy a fairly cheap souvenir if your friends are a little bit older, they want to enjoy food culture from Japan. So definitely check that out. This is also where the restaurants go to buy a lot of their decorations. So you can see the lanterns here. Those red lanterns are for restaurants. And you see a big manekineko. And you can buy your own too, buy some little mini ones too, to get some good luck in your life. They've got professional like kettle shops, tea shops, and kind of slightly more upmarket kitchenware. So yeah, good for souvenirs. This is kind of a kitchen wholesaler too, so you can see all the equipment that they use in Japanese restaurants. It's kind of interesting if you're into that sort of thing. So there we go, take a look around. But if that's not your cup of tea, then you can take a look at some more specialist shops. Like this one has some katana, kind of samurai swords, so definitely take a look there. Our next place is Denden Town, which is in Nipponbashi, again very short walk from Namba Station. And this is where you go for the kind of gamer, geek stuff. So this is Super Potato. This is one of the best shops there and has all sorts of retro games. You can see all the retro systems, so that's Super Nintendos and N64s, a lot of Nintendo of course, this is Japan. So you can buy a retro console if you want. And lots of games too. I think these are N64 ones. Take care though when you're buying these retro games, because their internal batteries have probably run out by now, so you might have some trouble. But you might. They should be playable still though. They even have an old Virtual Boy, which never really caught on. And even rare items like the soundtracks to video games, which are really expensive to get online, I think. So you can buy Game Boy games, or some Game Boys too. So very cheap, a lot of them, but just take care about the batteries. Yeah, so definitely a good place to check out. They've got a lot of merchandise too, so like special collector's goods, plush toys and things, so definitely go there. You can also try the gacha machines, get some character goods. But if you're really into your anime, then they have these giant department stores like Animate, where you can buy every kind of anime that you can imagine. Manga, sorry, that's what I'm talking about. So and they've got the like tie-in goods as well, so definitely take a look if you're into your manga. Of course, there's a lot of gaming places like these arcades. This is a pretty modest one, but there's some huge ones too. These crane games are really popular in Japan. They call them UFO catchers, and not like the ones in England. You can actually win a lot of prizes from them. You can even practice driving a train if you want. We've got a whole section of train games, and you can even borrow a jacket if you want to look the part. They've got all the modern games too, these rhythm games and things that I can't even imagine how to play. It's pretty quiet here because of the pandemic, but they can be pretty busy. And the retro games like Street Fighter and Puyo Puyo, you can play those too. So definitely take a look if you're into the games. And our last place is Dotonbori, which is kind of the heart of Namba. There's a nice neon sign there which is not lit up. You can take a river cruise along the canal and have strangers wave at you. Hello. And in the middle there, that's another Don Quixote, that kind of big department store where you can buy all kinds of snacks and weird stuff. And they finally fixed the Ferris wheel too, so you can try that if you like. Got the moving creepy crab signs. So this is the kind of main street. You can buy all sorts of food, ramen, takoyaki, sushi. Yeah, definitely good for having dinner. You can see that terrifying Kushikatsu man. And there's a sushi shop next door too. And creepy clowns. They have a creepy clown too. I don't really know what his story is, but he's I don't like him. So there's all sorts of places, yeah, a lot of street food chances there if you're into that, or restaurants you can dine inside. There's a big takoyaki store there. Yeah, of course, Osaka's famous for takoyaki, the little octopus balls. So definitely try those while you're there. That's a big recommendation. And yeah, just take a walk down. These are all lit up at night. Again, it's kind of closed during the pandemic. There's not much going on, but I will do a night view video at some point. So definitely come to Dotonbori. What's that? Some nice weird advertising too. And yeah, this is a famous crab restaurant with a creepy moving sign. So this is Dotonbori. It's kind of like the Times Square of Osaka, I guess. Lots of neon lights. And the famous Glico sign. People often do the same pose as that sign in the middle. Take their pictures. And that's all lit up at night as well. So yeah, definitely do your tourist thing and get your picture taken there. And Osaka is the host of the 2025 Expo, so yeah, please come along and enjoy the fun. Hello again, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. That's another collection of places in Osaka that I recommend. Osaka's got a lot to show you, so please stay tuned. We're going to have a few more videos like this. This is a series. I'm not sure how many parts there's going to be, but of course if you want to see the rest, then please subscribe to my channel. That's really important for me. And hit the bell icon as well. You can get a notification when I get a new video. And of course like and comment on this video too. If you didn't like it, then please press dislike twice and it's going to count for double. Okay, so until next time, thank you and take care and see you again.